Hey, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to go and submit our sitemap to Google. Now, you're probably going, what the heck is that? Well, it is just like it sounds. It is a map that is submitted to Google, all right? And this is Google's own little language, right? So you've probably heard of things like Google has spiders and stuff like that, right? So basically what happens is Google loves to eat these files that you see here, right? These XML files. It doesn't actually eat it, but it goes through and it spiders, it crawls it, right? And this is the language that Google understands, okay? And so basically what this is saying here, right? This is a Google spider and it's looking at all these XML files and everything else. And that's how it's kind of organizing everything, right? And so it's saying, hey, these are all the pages that you want me to look at. Basically, that's it. So Google doesn't look at pages like you and I do, right? We open up a site and we're looking at headlines and we're looking at subheadlines and images and we're reading the copy. No, no, no. Google has its own language. Now, you don't have to understand this language or anything that it's doing. Just understand that we have taken care of everything for you. All right, so all you need to know is when it comes to a sitemap, we're simply saying, hey, Mr. Google, these are all the pages I want you to look at. And it's been like this since the beginning of time, okay? So as I told you in the intro video, we have done a lot to enhance the SEO ability. And what do I mean by SEO ability? Well, if somebody goes and searches for something in your area, I want you to come up at the very, very top of Google. That is my goal, that is my dream, that is my desire for you. At least let's get you on the first page. And the way that we're going to do that is, yeah, we're going to create articles, but we're going to make sure that we create articles that have intent, that people are actually searching for. You'll learn all about SEO, very basic SEO and the keywords, and there's all kinds of cool stuff we can do. But in addition to all the keywords and what we call on-page SEO, we also want to make sure that we're creating a sitemap. Now, a lot of platforms don't have sitemaps, right? This is a lot of work to do this. And in addition to a sitemap, we also have something called schema. All right, and it's all built into your articles and everything else. I don't need to get into it with you. Just understand that we have you taken care of so that you can go to the very top of Google, okay? So here's what you need to know for this video. We have already created a sitemap for you. So you see here, we have domain.com/sitemap.xml. Okay, that's your newsletter domain, okay? So if it was westvalleyShoutouts.com, we would go to sitemap.xml. If it's loganvillepost.com, we would go to sitemap.xml, okay? If it's northportnews.com/sitemap.xml. And what's going to happen is you're going to see a crazy file that looks just like this, where we have a URL, we have a date, and this is how Google reads, right? And not too complicated for you. It's just you're looking at this going, okay, that's not very useful to me. No, it's not, but it's very, very useful to Google, okay? So what needs to happen is we have to actually submit this to Google. So I'm going to show you how to do this, a little bit of technical stuff here, nothing real complicated. So let's take a look at the steps to follow, okay? Because it's very easy and I'm going to demonstrate this. So step number one, we're going to add our site to something called the Google Search Console. All right, you're simply going to go there. I'm going to show you this. You're going to click Add Site. You're going to be able to do that, and you want to do this for all your domains, all right? But Google doesn't believe you. So what they want you to do, step number two, is they want you to verify that you own that domain. All right, we'll talk about that. That's where we're going to go and modify some of the DNS records, okay? And then step number three, once we have verified our domain, we're simply going to take that sitemap.xml file and we're going to submit it into the Google console for that domain. That's it. That's all that we're going to do. And you want to do this for all the domains that you own. Okay, so there are two platforms that we're going to deal with. So number one, we have the Google Search Console where we're going to add the domain, we are going to verify it, and then we're going to submit the sitemap. And then the second one is we're going to deal with Cloudflare. And it's Cloudflare where we're going to go, and that's where our DNS records are, right? That's hopefully where you're hosting your domain, okay? If not, you're probably using something like Namecheap or GoDaddy or something like that. Well, you're going to have to go into that domain and you're going to have to go ahead and modify the DNS records so that the Google Search Console knows that you own that domain. Okay, so if you understand those steps, let's go add our sitemap. Okay, so the easiest way to get to the Google Search Console is just come over here and search for Google Search Console, right? It'll pop up right here. Okay, so then it opens up this area right here. Okay, and if I look over here in the top left corner of the screen, you can see these are all domains that we've already added to the Search Console, and we've already submitted our sitemap. But all you need to do is come over here and go ahead and submit your domain. So since I've already got all of these over here, you know, they're already submitted. These are all our main publications. I'm just going to go ahead and do one of my other ones. So I'm going to do chadsnewsletter.com, and I'm going to click continue. And now you see that it says you have to verify the domain ownership via DNS record. Okay, so it's going to give me instructions for Cloudflare. Now, hopefully you've been following our lead and you've been submitting, you've been purchasing all your domains through Cloudflare. If you have, then this is going to be very, very easy. Okay, so it's going to say press start verification below to verify a few easy steps by authorizing Google to access your DNS account on Cloudflare. All right, so what you want to do is make sure that you have your Cloudflare open. All right, I do, and I'm over here on the DNS records just in case it wants me to go ahead and verify that way. But I'm basically going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and click start verification record. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now it's opening up Cloudflare and it's saying authorize DNS records from Google. This is a one-time authorization. It does not grant Google permission. So I'm going to go ahead and say authorize. And now it's going through and it's verifying. And there you go. This is what we're looking for. The ownership has been verified. Verification method, the domain name provider. To stay verified, don't remove the DNS record to avoid losing verification. You want to add multiple verification. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and click done. All right. And now this domain right here, let me refresh it. It has been verified. Okay. So let me see if I can come over here and see if I can get this to show. There it is right there, chadsnewsletter.com. And then you'll learn about this. You'll learn about the performance, URL inspections, insights, you know, tell you about your traffic, like all that stuff is cool. But what we're interested in is over here under sitemaps, okay? So now what I can do, and I don't know if I actually have anything on this sitemap, but let's go ahead and see. Let's see, chadsnewsletter.com/sitemap.xml. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy this link. I'm gonna hit return. Okay, there's my sitemap. So I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna go ahead and paste that sitemap there, and I'm going to click submit. Okay, so that's your sitemap, your domain.com, your newsletter domain /sitemap.xml. Google will periodically process it and look for changes. You will be notified if anything goes wrong in the future. Okay, that's it. You're done. The sitemap has been submitted. Okay, and you can see I refreshed it and it says status is success. It's already discovered 9 pages. You don't have to do anything. Every single time that you go and create a new article, it's going to automatically be added to your sitemap. And now Google is going to be notified the next time they check in. They check in quite frequently, okay? And so you can always come over here and you can learn how this works. It's pretty awesome, just because you don't have to do anything, okay? So that's all you have to do. Now, for some reason, if you're having trouble verifying your domain that way, I recommend that you just open up Cloudflare, and you saw how it did everything. Then you can go into the DNS record and you can add a text record. I've had to do that before too. At any rate, this is not a hard process, but a very, very important process. So you want to take all of your domains. So if you had one for dogs, if you had one for food, if you had multiple, other city publications, you want to go ahead and submit each and every one of those domains in the Search Console, and you want to submit your sitemap. Remember, it's just sitemap.xml. Okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.